Thank you.
So what do you think of these wines? Which of these is your favorite, Frank?
I would have to go with Carmenere. I just think it's the best made. I mean, just it's all around. It's well balanced. I guess it's sandwiched in between these two wines. But like I think Megan said, for $16, I don't have very high expectations. For some reason, I thought that when I looked at these earlier, I thought this one was like $25. I'm not sure why I thought that, but it's 16, $17. I don't have a lot of high expectations. The Carmenere, at least for me, is a standout.
I haven't had a lot of Carmeneres, but I like this better than most. Just because it's a little more balanced, a little more of everything going on in it. Carmenere, it always seems like there's that, when you guys are throwing around this term that I'm unfamiliar with, what was it again that it gives
Pyrazine. Pyrazine?
That's the pyrazines, yeah.
Right. That usually turns me off to Carmenere, I believe. That is the green pepper element.
That is.
Yeah.
Right. And I can enjoy Carmenere usually for a little while, and then it's like, okay, I can drink this, I can enjoy it, but I would rather drink something else. This one I like.
The hand didn't like it that much, I guess. The hand only took one pour.
What's that?
The hand only took one pour. Your wife is
Yeah, she did come back. Oh, I got you.
not thoroughly enthusiastic, I guess.
Well, maybe there's something good on TV.
Hell's Kitchen is on.
Oh, I guess some people have eaten and some people have not eaten, or everybody ate dinner.
Oh, it's still early on the West Coast.
That's what I figured, but I don't know what your habits are. You might eat at 5.
I had the cat.
You think I'm old?
Did Nanette turn 80 last week?
Yes.
That
You
was
never
some
know.
point in that comment, Nanette.
Oh! Early bird special, bitches!
That's right.
And I hate you.
Me, personally?
Yes.
Well, thank you. So I haven't found any information about Carmen Size being the largest, but it is the oldest winery in Chile. Founded in 1850. And Carmenere is wildly popular in Chile, often with grilled beef and grilled meats, which sounds entirely appropriate.
Who's the owner of Carmen, or are they still family owned?
It's a Trinchero. I don't know if Trinchero is just a partner or if they own them. Let's see. No, they're just imported, marketed, and sold in the U.S. by Trinchero.
Okay.
So could certainly still be a family affair. Let's see. Not seeing any information there.
There was a point about 10 years ago where I was able to get fantastic, 10-year-old bottles of Conchi Toro, Carmenere blends, other stuff. The local wine shop had bought a ton of them back in the 50s and had never sold them. And so they were all about 10 years old. They were marked down at $10 a piece, and they were all fantastic. And so I basically had a summer of having almost nothing but that. It was amazing. Random anecdote.
I don't know, I've had some good ones shipped out from the Wines of Chile people. We used to do those online tastings, and they had some good Carmenere in there.
Yeah.
I think Megan, it helps. I used to like those. I was a fan of those tastings because you could have 4 or 5 or 6. And I remember one time they sent 8. At one time, they had the spit cup or bucket and the glasses, and it all broke. But they had a cool wooden box.
So did you like the fact that you could compare 8 wines, or you just like drinking 8 bottles?
No. Well.
My neighbors really liked those tastings because they got multiple bottles delivered to their houses.
Apples are good for friends.
Yes. So I'm just going to swing through these wines one last time to see what a little bit of air has done to them, an hour's worth of air. The Merlot is less roasted on the nose. It's plummy, still a little oaky, but probably pretty successful for people who are buying Merlot. That's another thing. Does anybody here buy Merlot for themselves with any regularity?
Only when it comes in my club shipments.
I was gonna say buy wine. Really?
Occasionally. Let me rephrase that. Does anybody voluntarily go to the rack of wine that's been sent to them and say, I'm going to have Merlot tonight? I'm not thinking of anybody in particular, Nanette.
I feel like people don't send much Merlot. I hardly get any.
Really?
I get mostly Pinot and Cab.
Yeah, I get a lot of that. I don't get much Merlot either. I'm going to go with the Cabernet.
I always get excited when I open up a box and there's something different inside.
It looks like Megan has a manservant.
I do. That's my wine boy.
Yeah. You didn't even have to call him. He keeps an eye on your glass, and he sees when it's empty, and he comes over and he fills it for you.
In my defense, when our kid learned to talk, one of the first things he taught her was when his wine glass was empty to say, "More wine, mommy."
More wine, mommy. Thank you, wine boy.
And now, of course, to our detriment, our 3-year-old will voluntarily tell people that her favorite beverage is champagne.
I'm sure that goes.
Thank God you're a lawyer, so when CP is knocking on your door.
Right, totally unprompted. The daycare people were like, do you know that your daughter says her favorite thing to drink is champagne? And I went, oh God.
Yeah, they must have loved that.
And you're like, sparkling grape juice, yeah!
Yes.
Kids say the darndest thing.
In my defense, she did once lick up some champagne off the table when we knocked over a glass.
And she enjoyed it? Wow.
Oh, yes.
So I went back
Get
to.
them young, raise them right.
That's right. I went back to the.
Great, you went back to these.
I'm going back to the Cabernet now, and it says it's even mintier than it was before. Shades of Heights Martha's Vineyard on the nose.
The Carmenere is giving me something meaty at the moment on the nose.
The Cabernet seems to be knitting together a bit, but it just lacks it's an interesting wine, but it lacks the fruit on the palate that the Carmenere has, for me at least.
So it sounds like the consensus is the Carmenere.
Yeah, I would say that that's correct.
Absolutely.
That's why they call you a genius.
Better made wine.
It's got a nice savory element to it, like some chewiness in there that just makes you want to drink it.
Yeah, I like for me, the most important thing that distinguishes the Carmenere from the Cabernet and the Merlot is the finish, and it's really bright, juicy, and it makes you want to take another sip. It really makes me want to eat a piece of meat with it, which is not happening in this small room. But it inspires you.
That hand might come in.
A random hand will come in from the side with a steak.
By the way, the hand came
I didn't
back.
hope.
I saw the hand. I think the hand took the bottle. Isn't that right?
No.
Oh.
I'm holding on to it.
I saw the bottle go that way, and I wasn't sure if it came back or not.
I give her more, but she gets what she wants.
You got to keep the hand happy.
Yes, that's right.
Well, if
To
you've
a happy marriage.
if you've had a disembodied hand floating through your living room, you'd be wanting to keep it happy too.
That is 100% true. I'm not a big fan of disembodied hands. Just putting that out there.
Wait, what? You didn't watch The Addams Family?
I did. That's why I didn't. Actually, just saw an episode for the first time, and it was remarkably still amusing.
Relevant?
Totally relevant to my life. Gomez and Morticia. That's what I modeled myself after. I was Pugsley. Actually, true story, my older brother's friend called me Pugsley. Yes. So growing up,
Terrible.
it was terrible. But my at a later date, but the guy who started calling me Pugsley called my tiny little brother something. And my tiny little brother, for whatever reason, was incredibly angry at that moment. And he wound up, and the guy who called him whatever he called him, his name was Axel Schremer. He was probably 6'2", and my little brother probably was approximately 3'4" or something. But he wound up as hard as he could, and he punched Axel. And as it turned out, he punched Axel right in the balls. And this gigantic man was laughing at him because he saw he was going to get punched, and collapsed onto the floor in a weeping heap. So there's karma and justice in this world. So on that note, anybody else want to share any either childhood abuse stories or final comments on the wines?
Well, I did bring along for virtual tasting if anybody was interested. South Dakota blended whiskey.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say wine, and I was gonna cry.
This is served at the Sturgis Harley-Davidson conference that is held every year.
So it does not have to be good.
It's basically bourbon that's thinned out half and half with straight distilled spirits. Believe it or not bad. Not exactly what I'm looking for in a whiskey, but if you're in South Dakota, that's the only place they sell it. Check it out.
All right, next time I'm in South Dakota.
I don't believe South Dakota exists.
It's a figment of somebody's imagination that we're all group hallucinating. What about North Dakota?
I actually have met someone from North Dakota, so I believe that exists.
Okay.
Well, it was there when I was there. Wall Drug, you have to go to Wall Drug, South Dakota, and get yourself a bumper sticker.
Megan's like, I'm a lawyer. Show me.
She might be from Missouri. All right. Any closing statements?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, my pleasure.
More often.
We should do this more often. We should just do it.
If we do it more often, we'll remember how to do all the settings and stuff.
That is true. If we do it every 6 months, we will look like morons for 7 or 8 minutes, and then get distracted by shiny buttons.
If we get good at this with each other, we can use it as a tool, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I did a run-through for the event tomorrow. I put the stupid link to whore myself out on the slide.
We saw that.
No, they did a run-through. They were talking about lighting and...
Oh, really?
Oh, if you guys want to go, I mean, I was saying come and mock me. But, yeah, I think these people know what they're doing, so I'll see if I can get some tips, because they seem to be pros on this whole... They were talking about lighting, and I don't have... They want everything hardwired instead of Wi-Fi, and I don't have a Wi-Fi. And they were bullshit about the lighting, and like these things, they say are... Like I said, I will figure it out, and I will get with you, and we will make it a pro thing, because I think she's making bank on this.
All right.
So,
I'm sure she
all
is.
about the bank.
So what's it's at 8 p.m.? 8 p.m. Maybe I'll tune
I
in and
think it's the link is. Let me just verify that. I think.
you wrote 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
5 p.m. 8. Try this again. Take 2. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, whoever Kitchen Party is, she's got like 1 million followers on Google Plus, and
1 million followers.
Do people actually use that?
Google Plus.
Bacchus has 1 million followers, and how the hell do you get 1 million followers?
You might buy them.
Yeah,
I don't know. From the number of strange people from foreign countries that follow me on Google Plus, it can't be that hard.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
You have an entourage of strange people following you?
Zero traction on
Tons and tons of people add me into their circles, and I'm like, who are you people? That's why I think it's useless.
I have to go. I haven't. I go to Google Plus once every 6 to 10 months.
Yeah, I never use it.
I should
Well,
probably
I
check.
post, but I get no traction, and even though I like people's stuff, I get nothing from them. So I'm like,
They don't like you.
You're not supposed to say that out loud.
personality trait.
We just say that in text between each other.
But they love me on Twitter.
They do love you on Twitter because I don't know.
God knows.
They're all children on Twitter.
But they like me on Pinterest too.
I can't say anything about Pinterest.
That's
Maybe
another
we're
one I
fine.
can't figure out.
I'm so stupid. I have 2 computers, and for a full 2 seconds, I was really concerned why my cursor was not traveling from one computer to the other. I was like, something is broken. Why can't I do this? All right.
Well, let me share. I actually turned on my Hangout here, and I was getting feedback, and I couldn't figure out why. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all a little slow sometimes.